And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Anders Gymnasium in Pasadena, Texas, as we get set for tip-off in this Region 14 South Division matchup. This is the big one tonight, as it will be the battle for first place and a chance for the Lamar State Seahawks to capture their first ever South Division championship over the San Jacinto Ravens, and coming in here trying to pick up their second consecutive win in this building. And Larry Cooper along with Kyle Nickel, as we have our pregame show. We'll come up at the bottom of the hour, and we will get set to head it over to Sports Radio 1450-15 to join the simulcast and get you set for the pregame show of this ball game. And I think when we look at this ball game and the way we look at it, as it plays itself out, obviously Lamar State in a pretty good position right here, no matter what happens, to be able to get that first round bye, because now they have San Jack on the ropes. They win today. They know they're the South Division champions. They know they're the number one overall seed in South.
Well, it's a great opportunity, as you talked about. Even if they lose this game, they're still in position, because the second tiebreaker will be division record. And right now, Lamar State 8-1 in the South Division. San Jack just 5-4. So even a San Jack victory, Lamar State still, if Lamar State takes care of their two games next week, they still get the top seed out of the South Division. But I know they would like to come here and get this victory and take care of it and not have to worry about it going into next week.
And they can give themselves, even with a shortened bench, a chance to rest some players, be able to massage the lineup a little bit before they head to next week, and not have the daunting task of beating both Blinn, who's trying to improve their seeding right now, and also Angelina, who still thinks they can get to a bye because they're only one game behind San Jacinto, along with Lee right now for what is proverbially third place in the South Division right now. So you got a battle at the top with the one-game lead for Lamar State. Then you got one game back behind San Jacinto with Lee and Angelina. And right now, Lee with the split with Angelina, so they've done their job on the course of the season. San Jack is split with Angelina. So right now, Lee trying to get to San Jack and get the two-game sweep on them, because they'll come in here next Saturday afternoon as they play Jacksonville on Wednesday. So an opportunity for the Running Rebels, after the big win at Coastal Bend on Wednesday night, to put themselves in position to be able to still get that number 2 seed.
And there's another big matchup in the South Division today. It's Angelina at Blinn. I think if you're Lee College, you would like to see Blinn get that victory there. And it would put you one game up on Angelina. You still have the tiebreaker head-to-head with Blinn with the sweep of the Blinn Buccaneers. You have Jacksonville playing Coastal Bend, so Jacksonville should take, especially at home, they should take care of business against the Coastal Bend team that's now officially eliminated from the tournament with the results of what happened on Wednesday night. But there are a lot of various scenarios could still happen here, but obviously the big one is this one here at Anders Gymnasium, with Lamar State the opportunity to sweep or clinch the South Division title, and San Jack trying to move back into a tie for first place and keep themselves alive for that number 1 seed.
Well, what we know right now with the 3 games to play, we know that Trinity Valley is the number 1 overall seed. They have already secured their first round bye. They will be the overall number 1 seed playing next Thursday. The other thing we know, Paris has clinched the number 12 seed. They cannot be caught by Bossier Parish or Coastal Bend, so they'll be the overall number 12 seed. Everything else, a little bit of a mess. And last year, the one thing we knew, both in the women's and men's bracket, when we got to the end of the season, we went into Saturday afternoon not knowing any of the seeding in the men, not knowing any of the seeding in the women, except for the 5th seed, which was the Paris Lady Dragons.
Right, and you look at the standings right now. Right now, Lamar State not only has the best record, they now have the second best record in the conference behind Trinity Valley. You talked about that, and you talk about Paris with their victory combined with the Coastal Bend loss to Lee, eliminates the Cougars, and it puts the Paris Dragons officially into the tournament. They still have an outside chance at catching the Tyler Apaches for the number 11 spot. They beat Tyler at the Hunt Center on Wednesday night to keep that alive, but it's going to be very, very difficult. They are at 4-12 right now. Tyler at 6-11, one game back in the loss column, and Tyler still has one bye. Still up to go in these final 3 dates of the regular season. But like I said, there's a lot of jam up here right in the middle, right between about the number 3 and the number 10 spot. You see any number of combinations between now and next Saturday when we finally figure out the seeding and get ready to head up to Lufkin.
And the importance of these buys are, and you really look at it right now, getting to Thursday, having one less game to play to get into the regional or the national tournament. But the more important thing is, if you're the 5 or 6 seed, you don't want to look down at the bottom of your schedule and know that you're going to be facing either Paris or Tyler in the first round. Tyler, the defending champions, could be a 12 or 11 seed. And if you get into a daunting task like that, that's a team in a one-game scenario you don't want to play in a winner-take-all.
Right. Tyler team that has a couple of players back from last year, including their point guard, Ronnie Stacy's one of the leading assist man in the conference. That's a team that obviously made the run last year, but they were playing, I like, a lot better basketball going into the tournament last year. I think Mike Marcos to tell you they have overall a disappointing season in terms of the talent level. When we went up there with Lee, I thought that was a very talented Tyler team.
Right.
To see them at 6-11 in conference play, just very, very surprising. But
Just the chemistry has not worked. That's the one thing they have just not been able to put together like last year.
The mix hasn't quite been the same. The chemistry hasn't quite been the same with this year's group as it was last year. Like you said, they are a very dangerous team. Even Paris, not knowing that they're in the tournament, they have nothing to lose.
Right.
As the number 12 seed, they go, well, why not? They can say to themselves, why not us?
And there's going to be upsets in the tournament. We see it every single year. We know that there's going to be a lower seed being a higher seed. Last year it was Kilgore that was knocked off in the first round as the 5 seed. So nothing will shock us when we go up to Angelina College next Tuesday here on PSN Sports.
Well, I mean, you look at the 7, 10, 8, 9 matchups, and they may see a lower seed, quote-unquote, upset. These teams are so evenly matched that it's really not a hair's breadth of difference between a bunch of them. And so seeing even an 11 versus 6 matchup would not be something that would be a gargantuan upset. By seeding it would be, but, again, these teams fairly evenly matched in the conference, other than Trinity Valley obviously has been the class of the field so far as the number 1 overall seed.
And I think that's the one thing that when we look at Lamar State coming in this ball game, yes, we say Trinity Valley has been the class of this seed. We also talk about Navarro with the forfeits. We know their situation and what their record will be. Look at Lamar State, though. With losing those first 4 ball games, or 3 out of the first 4 in the North Division play, you take away those games, even at Trinity Valley with a 9-point lead late in the ball game, and including a chance to shoot the game away with 8 seconds left, going to the free throw line to try to make it a 4-point ball game and put it away. I don't think Lamar State fears anybody in this tournament because there's nobody they don't think they can't beat, including Navarro, Kilgore, or Paris.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. The remarkable thing is they're 8-1 in South Division play. We talked about really the top 6 teams being so evenly matched, but Lamar State just finding a way to win games. They've won 10 out of 11. Right now they got one of the best inside-outside scoring duos in the league in Colton Weisbrod and Jordan Harris. Defensively, they continue to get better. We see Freddie Williams Jr. playing really good basketball. Mommy Diar's come back and played really well. Christian Albright. So you have your 2 offensive leaders playing very well, but your role guys and your glue guys also contributing, right, doing exactly the roles that Lance Madison and Barry Wellington are asking them to do, and that's why this team has such a good chemistry. They just, talking after the game Wednesday night with Marcus King, and we talked about Lamar State just finds ways to win games. They execute, they perform the roles their coaches ask them to do, and that's why they're confident in the game plan. Even if they're behind, they're still confident they're going to find the right shots and find the way to win the ball game.
And one thing they're going to have to do is come into this building in a place that does not yield a lot of victories and try to do something. They were close 2 years ago, and they had Trey Bennett with the shot to try to win the ball game. Did not get that one to fall. Last year they did get the victory here at Andrews Gymnasium. And so I think when you're looking at the way this plays itself out, an opportunity for Sandjack to lose a game on their home floor that has all the magnitude in the world.
You look at the San Jacinto Ravens, of course, they are officially 14-0, though I'll go with one caveat. They did lose a non-conference game to Rangers, so they've lost 1 on the floor, but that was counted as a victory because of a forfeit. But they are undefeated on the floor in conference play, certainly, and officially 14-0 on the year, so they obviously they play with a lot of confidence on this floor, as they have traditionally over the course of the years. They've been very tough to beat on this floor. But it's a team that does not have that one big-time scorer. They don't have a Willie Mangum, a guy who can really take over a ball game offensively. They have a couple of nice guys inside that come along, and Kennedy Saw has been one of the most improved players in the league to me with his improved ability to knock down threes. They have some guards who can get to the basket and knock down some shots from the outside. As a team, like I said, it plays with a lot of confidence here on this floor, and they figure if they do the right things here at home, they're going to get the victory.
And I think when you look at the most improved player, you got Candido Saw. On the other side, obviously we see one of the most improved players that we've seen in this field this year, and that is Freddie Williams Jr. He has taken his game to a different level. The young man, the sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. If you could say there was a player that has grown more from year 1 to year 2, and he said it on the broadcast the other day after the win over Jacksonville, the one thing he's focused on is being a smarter, more mature player on the floor and not taking things for granted, because that's sometimes what you'll see at this level is players just think they're going to get by on the athletic ability alone, and in this conference you just can't do that.
I agree. This young man has really matured. He's even better defensive player than he was last year. He can be a guy who can shut down the other team's best scorer. Offensively, he's a little bit better in terms of shooting a three. He can get to the basket. He can get to the free throw line. He's shooting his free throws much, much better than he did a year ago. This is a young man that's just really improved in all facets of his game. I think if you ask Lance Madison, he probably would say, I've enjoyed coaching Freddie as much as anybody on this roster.
And we talk about him and Brandon over at Lee College, probably the best intermediate range jump shooters in this conference.
And no doubt about it. Of course, if Freddie wins, they'll keep themselves better decisions off the floor and not have to be suspended for a couple of games like Brandon has the game at Coastal Bend and on Wednesday at Jacksonville.
And as we look forward to this ball game, obviously we'll come down to a point where it could come to a final possession that would not shock us one bit as we get into the heart of this ball game. And I think the one thing that Lamar State, and we'll talk about, you come in this building, you got to play through some gremlins, whether it be the scoreboard, whether it be the shot clock, whether it be an inadvertent whistle, whether it be foul calls against you in the circumstances. Anything's going to happen. Everything can happen in this game. And the one thing you've got to focus on is putting the intangibles out of the place and try to put the game in your hands and play through those intangibles.
Well, the important phrase you just brought up was play through it, because there are going to be some things that the officiating can often be shaky in this building, though that can certainly be the case in any other building, but especially here, it always seems like there are some calls where you're just shaking your head, but you just got to play through that. You got to let Lance Madden take care of the work and the officials, and if you're a player, just play your game, go to the basket, and do what you can to help your team win a ball game.
And you've done this before, because you go back to the overtime win for Lamar State. I think we thought as we got to the end of that ball game and into overtime, San Jac had positioned themselves perfectly with the big comeback, had all the momentum going into overtime. They scored the first basket of the overtime session, but basically did not score again.
Right, I think if we get to an overtime situation here, I think Lamar State's got some guys in the Jordan Harris can knock down outside. Colton Weisbrod, obviously, almost an automatic scorer with his array of moves on the low post. There's two guys they can go to in game situation. Does San Jac really have that? Corey Davis has played pretty well for them in terms of score, but they have one guy where in a half-court situation, 3 or 4 straight times they're going to go to and say, go create a shot.
And I think when you look at the numbers and the way this game plays itself out, the one thing that does have to sort of bother Lamar State heading in this, and where Lamar State has to massage it, and Lance Madsen has to be very cognizant of, is foul situation. He can't afford Jordan Harris 3 fouls in the first half. He can't have Colton Weisbrod with 3 fouls in the first half. And he definitely can't have Christian Albright go down with 3 fouls in the first half, because they've got to have his size and depth, especially against players like Candido Saw and the other players, to be able to let Weisbrod do what he does.
Right, one thing about Christian Albright on offensive end, his ability to shoot the three allows them to spread the floor, kind of be a stretch for a young man to spread out the defense. Like you said, it gives Colton Weisbrod a chance to go one-on-one in the post instead of having the defense sag down and go 2-on-1 and force Weisbrod to kick you back out and force tougher shots in the offensive set.
So as we look forward to our high school coverage this week, we'll take a break from this ball game and get ready to go in the nuts and bolts and give you some of the numbers as we get in the pregame show. Coming up on Monday night from Lee College, we'll start our high school by-district coverage. It'll be a matchup between 19-5A and District 25A, as it'll be the Humble Wildcats. We talked about them 27 years in a row. They have made the postseason playoffs. They continue that streak this year, and Coach Larry Crawford continues the excellence of the 3 coaches he has followed, and Larry Cooper, Phil Eaton, and David Martinez. And I think when you look at the way this plays itself out, talking about Coach David Martinez, you've gone from a very good program to now a great program over to Atascocita, and there's a lot of good basketball being played on the north and east side of Houston right there.
And don't forget about Royce Huesman, the Kingwood Mustangs. They're back in the playoffs once again, but like I said, Humble with a quarter-century streak of making the playoffs, and it looked like early in the season that might be in a little bit of jeopardy, but they really turned it around, particularly in the second half of district play. And I think they gave C.E. King a pretty good fight in the matchup with the eventual district champions. They finished 11-5, 21-11 on the year, but they're going to have their
That's a fun game. Yeah,
they're going to have their hands full though. The Central Jaguars, Coach Franklin Paul's co-champions of that district. They lost a coin flip with Ozen, so Ozen got the number 1 seed, which means that if Central does win, they draw Elkins in the second round of the playoff. But they beat them last year, so this is a team that does have some confidence, and they have 2 really good senior captains in Tyron Atwood and Nigel Pearson, 2 guys who will be the leaders that we'll see on Monday night.
Well, we saw Humble go down to defeat a couple of years ago 2-0 over East Chambers. So they played the Beaumont ISD. Schools played them very well. And I think that when you look at if you're Humble, this could be a game where they try to keep this game into the 40s or 50s. They don't want to let this game get into the 70s or 80s, because I don't think they have the shooting and they have the scoring punch that we know Ozen and Central have from District 20.
And it's interesting you brought that up. Most teams are peeling outside and say, well, Central wants to run. But Central, over the years, has been a really good half-court executing team. They've done a really good – this year's Central team, looking at the roster, they don't quite have the size and length that they've had in the past. So this might be a team that's going to go a little bit more of a faster pace and play on the outside. But I think you're right. in a more of a fast-scoring game, I don't know that Humble has the offensive firepower to be able to match up with Central. And the two kids were talking about a couple other players that can really shoot the basketball.
And I think when you look at the Humble Wildcats, traditionally they've been able to play many styles, sort of like we saw Dominic Amorosa over at Kingwood Park. That coaching tree that goes through that school district and everything, they're very versatile. Royce Huseman can play a 42-41 ball game. He's won a state championship that way. He can also play an 80-79 type of ball game. And so the versatility, I think, of those coaches magnifies their ability to be able to get into a postseason play, get into foul trouble, get into a running game, whatever it needs to be. They have the opportunity to be able to go in there and say, we can win any style, but we're going to play our style to make sure we impose our will on the other team.
Well, when you get to the postseason, the first thing you got to have is talent. If you have talent, that's the starting, that's the base of it. But as you said, if you can play a multitude of styles, you can match up against any kind of team. Whether a team wants to run with you, wants to try to play half court, if you can do that and be successful in terms of execution, you have a chance to make a deep run. Plus, also playing defense. And Royce Huseman and Dominic Amorosa coach teams will always take care of business on the defensive end.
And we look at that ball game, it'll be Central and Humboldt. And I think Humboldt's been the declared home team in that ball game coming up on Monday night. We'll have that game starting at 7 o'clock. We'll have a special edition of the Roy Champagne Coaches Show at 6 o'clock live from the Sports Arena. Then on Tuesday night from Goose Creek Memorial High School, we'll have coverage of C.E. King and the first appearance by Robert E. Lee High School. I think it's 36 years, the running number right now.
Right, and it's a special time for the Robert E. Lee Ganders, and this is a senior group that's going to be well remembered in this program. I'm sure Trent Manuel has to be very proud of this team led by Josh Hockless, one of the best athletes probably in that school. Great football player, and he's led this basketball team in a very tough district to the fourth place spot. They beat Nederland one time, and so we know this team is capable, but they're going to be running against a C.E. King team that is playing really well, and Lawrence Wood's team reached they kind of had to change their goals after a slump early in the year due to some injuries to some of their key players. They wanted to get to 20 wins and go undefeated in district. They accomplished that, and now they're going to reset their goals to advance to the regional tournament. And, of course, this is going to be step one on Tuesday night.
And Robert E. Lee and C. King will be the second game of that doubleheader. The first game, Kingwood Park, will take on Nederland, I think it is, in the first game. That's a 6 o'clock set. And I think when you look at those matchups right there, we'll see this a lot. When we see these two districts get together, a lot of times we'll see two doubleheaders, Monday night, Tuesday night, depends on the location over there, central located, GCM, Lee College, wherever it happens to be. And we get 3 of those ball games of those 4 that'll be matched up there. The other one will be over at East Chambers High School. And then the other game we would have East Chambers just a place, House of Hearts, try to go do a broadcast from, because it's in the middle of basically nowhere to be able to get a signal. And Huffman, in their first round matchup, they will be over at East Chambers on Tuesday night.
I'll be taking on Little Cypress Mauriceville. LCM beating West Orange Stark last night in the 4th place playoff to grab that 4th place spot at District 24 4A. So it'll be the Falcons taking on the LCM Bears, and it could be the final game for head coach Darren Harley, who has announced his retirement at the end of this school year. So, the Bears are going to be very motivated to try to keep Coach Harley's season alive for one more game. But right now, Scott Barrett's Falcons are playing really good defense. They've got good inside and outside offense. I think they have a good shot of winning that ball game. Then moving on to a possible matchup maybe with the Sterling Raiders in the area round of the playoffs.
And I think when we look at the playoffs, you talk about that second round matchup that is awaiting the winner of Humboldt and Beaumont Central with Elkins in the wings. We talk about the domination of those Fort Bend teams, and I think when you look at the Fort Bend ISD teams and both the 2 Beaumont ISD teams in Class 5A, they have been the class of the field so far, those 4 teams heading into the postseason.
You look at the matchups there involving the Fort Bend schools. You have Elkins. They'll be taking on Terry. That'll be Tuesday night over at Wheeler Fieldhouse. Elkins and Bush tied for the district title there, with Elkins winning last Tuesday night, and Elkins was able to win the coin flip to get the number 1 seed, so they were co-champions with Bush. And you look on the other side, Ronnie Courtney's Bush Broncos will be taking on George Ranch. That'll be the second game of the doubleheader over at Wheeler Fieldhouse. And Beaumont Ozen will travel to Channelview to take on New Caney, the 4th seed out of District 21 5A.
So we'll take a timeout, come back live here. We'll get you set for our starting lineups and tip-off coming up at the top of the hour. We'll have our pregame show continue as we'll join AM 1450 and 1510 after this timeout coming up on PSNSports.com.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Ram Heavy Duty Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for only $35,700.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
Football fans, with a Raising Cane's tailgate on the table, this meal is going into overtime. The first overall pick for any game comes piled high with hot, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers and totally dippable cane sauce. So let's hear the stats. That's 100 chicken fingers, 100% premium, and 100% delicious. And with cold, refreshing jugs of lemonade and sweet tea also coming straight out of Raising Cane's, well, let's just say that's a full roster of flavor. Raising Cane's, one love.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Jeep Cherokee for only $19,800.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
Everyone knows that some things are just better left to the pros. Take motivational speaking.
I don't know.
The same goes for bowls at Genghis Grill, which is why we now offer chef-made bowls like Compound Chicken for only $8.99. Skip the line and order a bowl right from your table, or take matters into your own hands and build your own. The new $8.99 featured bowls at Genghis Grill. Seize control.
Veolia is the leading global provider of environmental solutions. By improving energy efficiency, better managing water and wastewater, and recovering resources from waste, we're supporting business and industry while protecting our Gulf Coast in a responsible way. And just like Port Arthur's Lamar State College, Veolia has a passion for excellence, helping more than 30,000 businesses and 550 communities with their environmental needs. Today, Veolia is resourcing the world for a better tomorrow. Learn more at veolianorthamerica.com.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year. Thanks to you, we were the #1 volume dealer in Southeast Texas for the second year in a row.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. You choose a new 2016 Jeep Cherokee or a 7-passenger 2016 Dodge Journey for the low price of only $19,800.
And don't forget, those prices include warranty forever.
Come see why we are the #1 team in Southeast Texas. Mid-County Dodge in Port Arthur or midcountydodge.com.
Need t-shirts from 1 to 100,000. Tyler Screen Printing.
No job too small
or too large. Need banners, trophies, awards, vinyl stickers? Tyler Screen Printing. Want the option to design your t-shirt online? Tyler Screen Printing has got you covered with 2 locations. Tyler Screen Printing, conveniently located at 1321 South Beckham in Tyler, or visit Athens Screen Printing in Athens. Call today, 903-630-7124. That's 903-630-7124. Online at tylerscreen.com.
I come to the neighborhood Walmart a lot. It's a grocery store, but without all the other household items, so you're getting exactly what you need at a lower price.
It's a lot quicker to flow through the aisles. I find the prices are unbeatable.
I'm here all the time for everything, produce, vegetables.
I work full time, I have 2 children, I'm on the go constantly, so having affordable products to buy for our children is priceless.
I have a family of 4, so every penny counts.
Every minute counts when you're trying to get the kids home and then, ready for school the next day.
The biggest thing with this place is it's very convenient. I enjoy shopping here.
Today's game is an exclusive broadcast presentation of the Premier Sports Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of the copyrighted material contained here is strictly prohibited by federal law. All rights reserved. This is the Premier Entertainment Group, bringing you the best coverage of high school and junior college athletics. Welcome to the new generation of sports broadcasting. The PSNSports.com pregame show is on the air.
today's PSN Live coverage of Region 14 basketball. Today's game features the Lamar State Port Arthur Seahawks and the San Jacinto College Central Ravens, live from Andrews Gymnasium on the campus in Pasadena, Texas, being brought to you by the Port Arthur News, Connecting Communities, Sports Radio 1450 and 1510 AM, exclusive radio home of the Seahawks. Subway, Eat Fresh, Domino's Pizza with location in Port Arthur, Needle, and Groves, Bridge City, and Orange. Quality from the source all the way to your table. Port Arthur YMCA, learn, grow, and thrive at the Y. Acadian Ambulance Service, there when you need us most. Hampton Inn, we love having you here. Farnham Park Apartments, start living the dream. Come home to Farnham Park. Mardi Gras Southeast Texas coming in February 2017. Mardi Gras Southeast Texas, a family affair. Shipley's Donuts, creating new deliciousness. Education First Federal Credit Union, Bank Smart, open an account today for all your financial needs. Casa Olay, plenty to come back for. Overtime energy drinks with 4 great flavors. Orange fruit punch, lemon, lime, and grape to get you back in the game. MCM Elegante, Pop Family Popcorn. Pine Tree Lodge, we offer more than just great food. Chelsea Apartments, the perfect place to call home. Star Graphics, Gilgio Distributing, with great beer comes great responsibility. Buffalo Wild Wings, the official hangout for NCAA sports. Veolia, Judicious French Market, Wingstop, Golden Triangle Emergency Center, by Genghis Grill to build your own stir fry. Town Place Suites, by Mid-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Browse our inventory in Port Arthur. Mid-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, serving Needleland, Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange, Texas. Semper International, Port Arthur Police Association, Lamar State backs the blue. Chris in Southeast Texas, see how healthcare is being reformed across Southeast Texas. Raising Cane's, the best chicken fingers ever. Lamar State College of Port Arthur, a great place to start. John Pete Multi Company, 2 locations for all your pre-owned vehicle needs. Atascocita Neighborhood Market, Live Better, Walmart. Edward Jones Investments and Robert Sitton, making sense out of investing. The University of St. Thomas in Houston, educated leaders of faith and character. And by PSN Sports, broadcast on with PSN, and the leader in high school, junior college, and college athletics. PSNsports.com, proudly celebrating 11 years as the new generation of sports broadcasting. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to Frenchie Andrews Gymnasium here on the campus in Pasadena, Texas, of San Jacinto Central College. Larry Cooper along with Kyle Nichols. We get set for tip-off at the top of the hour, and we talked about it a little bit in our pre-game show. It is a huge matchup. It's a battle for first place in the South Division. Before the day is over with, the Lamar State Seahawks basically can hang a banner and say they're South Division champions with a win here in Pasadena.
Right, and they certainly earned this opportunity with a 8-1 record so far in South Division play. We have talked ad nauseum about the fact that some of these teams in the South, these top 6 teams, are very evenly matched, but that tells you the quality, the execution of the Lamar State Seahawks on the offensive end and on the defensive end, that they've been able to go 8-1, sweep a couple of teams in South Division play. Now they have the chance to do it to San Jack, but it's not going to be an easy task. As we talked about, the San Jacinto Ravens not beaten on this floor so far in 2015, 2016.
And I think what you got to come out to, you got to get off to a pretty good start. You can't dig a 12, 14, 16-point hole. We've seen that by Lee College, we've seen it by Lamar State. Come in here and have those situations where they've dug some big holes. And even in tournament play, you go through this whole process. They've hosted this tournament back in 2001. They were able to play against Panola all the way to the championship game, and Panola played a 104-102 championship game, but still could not get some breaks on this floor. And we talk about the intangibles. You have to make some luck sometimes in this building.
And we talk about it'll be very interesting early to see defensively how San Jack attacks this Lamar State offense. Do they sag down on Colton Weisbrod? If they do that, does that open up some lines for Jordan Harris to drive, for Freddie Williams Jr. to get to the basket, or set up Christian Albright to take that corner 3 where he's been very good and knock down some shots and spreading the floor on the offensive end?
Well, I think the wise thing for Lamar State would try to do is to get Weisbrod involved very quickly, try to see if you can get some of the big men in foul trouble, or at least doubting themselves and saying, here we go again. We saw it in the 2 matchups with Lee College earlier this year. Lamar State built a big lead early. Lee came back and had a big run to get back in the ball game, and then they imposed their will in the second half to eventually pull away and win by double figures. So first game against San Jack for Lamar State, they were very much in the lead for the whole ball game, and then San Jack, who was horrific from the three-point line throughout the course of the ball game, finally knocked down a couple, finally got some confidence, and put themselves in a position at the end of the game to force the overtime.
And particularly the young man from Turkey, Ilker knocked down 2 or 3 crucial threes to force overtime in that ball game. And looking back at that ball game, you remember they were able to establish Colton Weisbrod early in the ball game, and San Jack was very frustrated by their inability to really defend Weisbrod in the post. But interesting, I talked to Albert Talley, the assistant coach of San Jack, at the league game, and I looked back on the ball game between San Jack, and he said he and Scott Jordana could tell from the very beginning they were too loose in the warm-ups. So
right.
This was not going to be a good night for us. They were just too loose and not really ready to play in the warm-ups. And credit Lamar State for being ready to go, and they've been ready really in all South Division play.
And I think when you look at this ball game, I don't think there's really pressure on either team, because I think their goals ultimately at the end of the day are still going to be there no matter what happens tonight heading into Wednesday night. Now, for Lamar State, the goal has to be win now, get it over with. Don't have to worry about it playing host to Blinn at Angelina, where the tournament's going to be played next Saturday afternoon. But the one thing you have in this ball game right here is an opportunity for both teams. San Jack needs to win to try to get tied for first place, get the split, put themselves in a position to still be right here at the end of the day. Lamar State would love to get this over with today, get this victory, but they know they play Blinn on the home floor, and a win against Blinn probably gives them at worst the number 2 seed.
Right, they're in a very good situation right now. Obviously, as you said, if Lamar State wins this afternoon, they clinch the top seed in the South Division. But they're still in a very good position to get by, no matter what, unless they were to lose out. And I don't really see that happening. I don't think Blinn's going to go into the Parker Center Wednesday night. I think this game is even more important for San Jack, because they're trying to hold off both Lee College and Angelina in the battle for right now. Would be the 2nd seed, and if San Jack lost here on the home floor, would drop them to 7 losses. They would be tied with Lee College and Angelina, and that would vault Lee into the number 2 spot, at least temporarily, because of their victory earlier over San Jack over at the Lee College Sports Arena.
And I think when you look at this and look at the numbers and everything, that's the pressure that's on San Jacinto right now, whereas Lamar State has a 3-game lead right now over Jacksonville, a 2-game lead over Angelina. They've already got the head-to-head over Jacksonville, so they're not going to be caught. So Jacksonville is not catching Lamar State. Lee will not catch Lamar State because they've got the head-to-head on them with the 2-game sweep. The importance is right now, Lamar State, try to win this game. Don't force it into Wednesday. Don't force it into Saturday, and have to put yourself in a position to ask for help. If you don't win this ball game, then at 6 o'clock tonight, you become the biggest Blinn College fans in the world, because if Blinn knocks off Angelina, then basically you've wrapped up. You have the chance to go in on Wednesday night and for sure wrap up the number 2 seed.
I would say the numbers right now favor Lamar State. But if they can come in here and get the victory, they have the confidence of knowing they're actually able to come in here to this building where San Jack very rarely loses and pick up a victory, knowing have just a little more brick in the wall of confidence they can build going into the regional tournament a week from Tuesday in Lufkin.
As we'll take a timeout, we'll come back live. We'll join the head coach of the Lamar State Seahawks, Coach Lance Madison, here during our pregame show back after this on PSN.
Record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Ram Heavy Duty Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for only $35,700.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
Football fans, with the Raising Cane's tailgate on the table, this meal is going into overtime. The first overall pick for any game comes piled high with hot, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers and totally dippable cane sauce. So let's hear the stats. That's 100 chicken fingers, 100% premium, and 100% delicious. And with cold, refreshing jugs of lemonade and sweet tea also coming straight out of Raising Cane's, well, let's just say that's a full roster of flavor. Raising Cane's, one love.
And we're back here on the pregame show, getting you ready for Region 14 basketball, and I am pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Seahawks, Lance Madison, and another big win Wednesday night. And your guys just playing a lot of confidence right now, it seems like, and you come in here to our big game on the.
Yeah, you know, it's. I thought we played well on Wednesday. It's a good Jacksonville team. I thought our defense was good, and we continue to rebound the ball well against some bigger opponents, and tonight I think that'll be a big factor too. San Jack likes to get out and get easy buckets and attack the offensive glass, and we'll have to have good transition D and keep them off the glass for second, third chance points, and we'll have to get out and defend their guards. They got some guards that can shoot a little bit, and hopefully we continue to play well, share the basketball, make good decisions with it, and be tough mentally and physically.
And of course, we talked about all season, your top 2 scorers, obviously Colton Weisbrod and Jordan Harris have been the key offensively. The other 3 starters have really picked up their games. They're in Mami Diawara and Freddie Williams Jr. and Christian Albright. Christian Albright obviously had a huge ball game against Lee, got you off to a great start in that ball game. But the other guys, Freddie Williams has really grown, and Mami Diawara as well.
Yeah, they have. They've all taking different, I guess, opportunities to shine, and it's glad to have them all playing well this time of year. Christian does a lot of good things for us besides score. He's probably our best post defender down there, and he gets some rebounds, and just his presence. He's physical and tough, and he kind of anchors it down low for us. And Freddie's just a good guy. It's got a motor that can score in transition. He's got a great mid-range game. His outside shots really developed, and he's made some good shots for us. And Momby's done a better job playing under control and getting more assists and rebounding. He's an excellent guard that rebounds the ball, and hopefully he'll continue to make good decisions with it and share the basketball. And so far, we've been fortunate. We've won some close games, and the guys have came with professional work-like attitude and stuck with the game plan and persevered when they hit adversity. So hopefully we continue to do that.
And your team's played well on the road so far here in South Division play. That's part of sticking with the game plan. You're going to have some adversity. You just have to play through that and continue to stick to the game plan and just be tough.
Yeah, that starting five, they're all sophomores, and 3 of them were here last year and been through the war, and then the other 2 guys were Division I transfers that have been at that level, played at a high level, and they've like I always tell them, you can't get emotionally up. You got to stay steady Eddie, or even Steven as I call it, because as soon as you start playing with emotions, it's peaks and valleys. You're going to come back down. So we try to stay even keel throughout the game, and this bunch has been a good job listening, and hopefully we can stay even keel with San Jack. I think San Jack will come out and play with a lot of emotions. They're at home and coming off a loss, and we'll just have to grind it out with them and get a good start. And if we do get behind, we can't panic. We got to do what's got us here. It's and continue to defend and rebound and share the basketball and get tough.
And this is a San Jack team obviously played very well here on the home floor. They got a couple of guards who can be very aggressive, get the ball to the basket. They'll shoot the 3, and they got a couple of kids on the inside long and be shot blocking presences.
They sure do, and them guards when they're at home here, I think their range even extends about 3 or 4 more feet than what they do on the road.
Yeah.
And, our guys got to understand that some of them will, if they're 25 feet away, they're still going to shoot the ball well, and we'll have to be physical inside and try to go right at their chest on some of their shot blockers when we drive the basketball, and hopefully our foot speed and our quickness can prevail down there on block. Colt Weisbrod's got some good feet. He's quick laterally, and he's got a good nice up and under, and he's got a quick first step, and Christian's got a pretty good hook shot. Marco Zelk's coming in. He's playing well for us too. He's gaining a lot of confidence, and I expect him. We need a solid effort out of him tonight.
At the end of the day, is this game going to be won on the defensive end of the floor?
Yeah, it always is when you come over here. It's a hard place to win. They like to score, and we'll have to defend them, and hopefully we'll have a chance at the end to make a play and maybe get a couple of defensive stops and make a play at the end of the game and win it.
Well, as always, we thank you for spending time here on the pregame show. Best of luck. We hope to talk to you after a Seahawk victory.
Thank you, Cal.
That is head coach Lance Madison of the Lamar State Seahawks, as we'll let him get back down, and we'll take a break as we continue to get ready for Lamar State basketball on the Premier Sports Network.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Jeep Cherokee for only $19,800.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
Everyone knows that some things are just better left to the pros. Take motivational speaking.
I don't know.
The same goes for bowls at Genghis Grill, which is why we now offer chef-made bowls like Kung-Pao chicken for only $8.99. Skip the line and order a bowl right from your table, or take matters into your own hands and build your own. The new $8.99 featured bowls at Genghis Grill. Seize control.
Veolia is the leading global provider of environmental solutions. By improving energy efficiency, better managing water and wastewater, and recovering resources from waste, we're supporting business and industry while protecting our Gulf Coast in a responsible way. And just like Port Arthur's Lamar State College, Veolia has a passion for excellence, helping more than 30,000 businesses and 550 communities with their environmental needs. Today, Veolia is resourcing the world for a better tomorrow. Learn more at VeoliaNorthAmerica.com.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year. Thanks to you, we were the #1 volume dealer in Southeast Texas for the second year in a row.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. You choose a new 2016 Jeep Cherokee or a 7-passenger 2016 Dodge Journey for the low, low price of only $19,800.
And don't forget, those prices include warranty forever.
Come see why we are the #1 team in Southeast Texas. Mid-County Dodge in Port Arthur or midcountydodge.com.
Need t-shirts from 1 to 100,000. Tyler Screen Printing.
No job too small
or too large. Need banners, trophies, awards, vinyl stickers? Tyler Screen Printing. Want the option to design your t-shirt online? Tyler Screen Printing has got you covered with 2 locations. Tyler Screen Printing, conveniently located at 1321 South Beckham in Tyler, or visit Athens Screen Printing in Athens. Call today, 903-630-7124. That's 903-630-7124. Online at tylerscreen.com.
I come to the neighborhood Walmart a lot. It's a grocery store, but without all the other household items, so you're getting exactly what you need at a lower price.
It's a lot quicker to flow through the aisles. I find the prices are unbeatable.
I'm here all the time for everything, produce, vegetables.
I work full time. I have 2 children. I'm on the go constantly. So having affordable products to buy for our children is priceless.
I have a family of 4, so every penny counts.
Every minute counts when you're trying to get the kids home and then, ready for school the next day.
The biggest thing at this place is it's very convenient. I enjoy shopping here.
Everyone knows that some things are just better left to the pros. Take skydiving instructors.
So I think you just jump and pull one of these cord thingies.
The same goes for bowls at Genghis Grill, which is why we now offer chef-made bowls like Kung-Pao chicken for only $8.99. Skip the line and order a bowl right from your table, or take matters into your own hands and build your own. The new $8.99 feature bowls at Genghis Grill. Seize control.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 7-passenger Dodge Journey for only $19,800.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop midcountydodge.com.
And back live here from Frenchie Anders Gymnasium on the campus of San Jacinto College Central Campus in Pasadena as we climb down toward the top of the hour and get set for tip-off of this Region 14 matchup. And really, I just don't think you can put any more importance on the game. And really, at the end of the day, it's not a huge game in the big scheme of things because I think that everything's going to wash itself out before it's all said and done. I think that everybody behind Lamar State right now in the standings, other than San Jack, wants a Lamar State win today because they want to bring San Jack back to the pack one more game and make total chaos next week.
Yeah, I don't have any doubt about that particularly Lee College and Angelina can benefit the most from a loss here by San Jack because it will tie them, all 3 of those teams in the loss column. And no, Lee will be tied because they're not playing today. Angelina has a tough trip over to Brenham, Texas to take on the Glen Buccaneers, so they could be looking at 10-7, or in fact they would be 11-7 in conference play, or 10-9-8, depending if Glen were able to get that victory.
And don't forget, Jacksonville still lurking on the periphery right now. They still have an opportunity with their still number of losses they have in South Division play, so they still have an opportunity to be there.
And they're hosting Coastal Bend, so certainly they should win that ball game at home. That would get them to 10-8. Like I said, they're very much in the picture. Of course, they have a big trip on Wednesday to Lee. Will be sophomore night for the Running Rebels. They play their final home game.
Well, that will definitely be an elimination ball game in relationship, and that could be an elimination game today anyway. If San Jack wins today and gets their 6th loss, then now pretty much Jacksonville out of the picture the rest of the way for an opportunity because Lamar State already has the head-to-head over them, and San Jack with the tie and the split over them will have probably a better South Division record.
Right, remember, San Jack goes to Coastal Bend on Wednesday, so San Jack obviously should take care of business in that ball game. So that's why it's a big ball game there because if you're looking at San Jack, they have the easiest schedule of all the contenders in the South because there are 2 tough opponents, which
Are
are Lamar State and Lee, are here at home where they're undefeated, and their one road game is at Coastal Bend, and Coastal Bend only has one win, obviously, in conference play. And
now,
most of the teams have clobbered them pretty much during the course of conference play.
But we will say this, Coastal Bend came in here and played them to a 12-point ball game in this building, and the one thing you can't take advantage of, and we talked about Lee was deathly scared of that ball game Wednesday night going down there with the limited bench that they had and the number of players they had in the play. They ended up winning by 20-plus points, but you go down there, anything can happen in that building.
Especially if Coastal Bend comes out and shoots the three. The other night, Coastal Bend just could not hit anything from the field. Roy Champagne talked in the pregame about establishing, getting them down early. That's exactly what Lee was able to do. If you're saying, Jack, you want to do going Wednesday night, looking ahead to next Wednesday night, do you want to do the same thing? You want to get an early lead and get them kind of down on their daubers. But if Coastal Bend's coming out, they're stroking the three ball, that could be a little bit more of a tough game than what it would look like on paper.
And I think when you look at this ball game right here, you got Marco Zelich, you've got Mambi Diawara, you have Jordan Harris, and you've also had Freddie Williams Jr. in this building win a game last year. So I think that experience right there says, hey, we can come in here and win another ball game, and I think that would be the first time in a long time a team, if Lamar State was able to pick up a victory today, not only win a game in here in anybody's tenure, but to win 2 years in a row.
Yeah, how often does that happen with the history of and you see it on the wall to our right, all the national titles, the trips to the national tournament, how many schools and conference have gone 2 years in a row and won a game in Andrews Gymnasium. It just doesn't happen very often.
Well, the one thing we have gone through our memory banks, and I think we've talked about this for the 7 years we've had the multiple round tournament, and we've had the 12 seeds get in, and we've gone to divisional play. San Jac has never not had a bye. They've always been a team that's not played till Thursday. Also, they've never had a team since we've gone to divisional play that has beat them twice in the same year. Lee did it, but had to forfeit the ball game. They're the only team that has beat them twice in the same year and come into this building and won the second game.
Right, now as what Lamar State has the opportunity to do today, and if you're San Jac, I don't know if you're just focused on this season, but yeah, playing that extra game on Tuesday, I think if you're Scott Jernander, that would not be an appetizing prospect. And plus, this team has struggled away from Andrews Gymnasium. They're only 5-8 outside of this gymnasium, so you wonder if that will come into play as well.
And then also they're just coming off a bad loss on the road at Angelina, so they did not play well in that building against a team that's right in the middle of South Division standings.
Yeah, Kahari Buford going off for 40 points in that ball game. You expect a Corinthian Ramsey or the big guy inside to be able to do that. But see, Buford, who's really playing good basketball, and it's something I've talked to some people. Curtis Nash, who's now taken over, the assistant coach is now taking over. They're basically playing an up-tempo style of game right now.
He's turning tempo up.
He's let the horses loose a little bit, and that's benefited some players, especially some of those guards. They really have the ability to get to the basket and shoot the basketball in transition.
And that's the thing. We may see a different team when we get to tournament play coming up because they probably more than likely will be a Tuesday team, not a Thursday team. Depends on how this plays out over the last week. But I think when you look at the overall numbers and the way this thing plays itself out, Angelina's trying to change a style, and we may see that from Paris. We don't know what kind of Paris Dragon team is we're going to see when they head into the tournament. They may have scuttled everything they've done all the way to the holiday break and be a different team right now. Even with only 3 wins, they're going to be dangerous going in to Lufkin, Texas.
Right. Lee had the last game under the old regime, then Bobby Taylor coming in as an assistant, I think, from ETDU, takes over that program. We have not seen the Paris Dragons since then. We don't know what kind of offensive defense, whether they have gone to a completely different system, whether they're continuing what they were trying to do under former coach Bilal Batley. So it's going to be interesting to see how they compete at the tournament. They're going to be one of those teams that could be a little dangerous despite the record being not what you expect out of the Paris Dragons.
Take a timeout, come back live here from Andrews Gymnasium. We'll have one more timeout before we said to the top of the hour, take our break for the national anthem, as we'll come back live here from Pasadena back after this on PSN.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Ram 4-door for only $26,900.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
Football fans, with a Raising Cane's tailgate on the table, this meal is going into overtime. The first overall pick for any game comes piled high with hot, fresh, never-ever-frozen chicken fingers and totally dippable cane sauce. So let's hear the stats. That's 100 chicken fingers, 100% premium, and 100% delicious. And with cold, refreshing jugs of lemonade and sweet tea also coming straight out of Raising Cane's, well, let's just say that's a full roster of flavor. Raising Cane's, one love.
Veolia is the leading global provider of environmental solutions. By improving energy efficiency, better managing water and wastewater, and recovering resources from waste, we're supporting business and industry while protecting our Gulf Coast in a responsible way. And just like Port Arthur's Lamar State College, Veolia has a passion for excellence, helping more than 30,000 businesses and 550 communities with their environmental needs. Today, Veolia is resourcing the world for a better tomorrow. Learn more at veolianorthamerica.com.
I come to the neighborhood Walmart a lot. It's a grocery store, but without all the other household items, so you're getting exactly what you need at a lower price.
It's a lot quicker to flow through the aisles. I find the prices are unbeatable.
I'm here all the time for everything, produce, vegetables.
I work full time. I have 2 children. I'm on the go constantly. So having affordable products to buy for our children is priceless.
I have a family of 4, so every penny counts.
Every minute counts when you're trying to get the kids home and then, ready for school the next day.
The biggest thing with this place is it's very convenient. I enjoy shopping here.
And back live here from Andrews Gymnasium in Pasadena, Texas. All the history, all the pageantry in this building, all the gremlins we've seen over the course of about 15 years coming in and out of this building. And obviously, this is one of those culmination type of ball games where you come into it. And it's a privilege to be here to be able to watch and sort of call this game and see this game play itself out, because it is 2 teams playing very good basketball at this point. It's a Lamar State team I don't think anybody would have expected going into the final week of the season would be at this point to be able to play for a divisional title right now, much less be able to play for a bye in the first round off of the tournament and head into Thursday afternoon. And I think there's a couple of intangibles right here. I think Lamar State's pretty much playing with house money today and should play very free and easy.
I think you got a lot of coaching around the South Division of Region 14 going. Lamar State get to 20 wins, really, but that is a credit to the job. And you've seen Roy Champagne, I've heard other coaches say Lance Madison should be in the Coach of the Year discussion because he's done that good a job with this group, and especially with a kind of a depleted roster with only the 8 men on the roster. Basically, only that's kind of a 6-man rotation to continue to play this hard. Lance Madison and Barry Wellington just done a spectacular job with this team.
As we'll take a timeout, we'll cover up the top of the hour. We'll send it back to 1450, 1510 a.m. in Beaumont, our sports radio home of Seahawk basketball. We'll give you the top of the hour break. We'll come back in 2 minutes after that and come back and give you the starting lineups and our opening tip. Coming up next, it's Lamar State and San Jacinto live from Pasadena, Texas. It's a battle for first place in the South. Coming up next on PSN Sports.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year. Thanks to you, we were the #1 volume dealer in Southeast Texas for the 2nd year in a row.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 4-door Ram for $26,900 or a new 2016 Ram Heavy Duty Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for the low price of $35,700.
And don't forget, those prices include warranty forever.
Come see why we are the #1 team in Southeast Texas. Mid-County Dodge in Port Arthur or midcountydodge.com.
Football fans, with a Raising Cane's tailgate on the table, this meal is going into overtime. The first overall pick for any game comes piled high with hot, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers and totally dippable cane sauce. So let's hear the stats. That's 100 chicken fingers, 100% premium, and 100% delicious. And with cold, refreshing jugs of lemonade and sweet tea also coming straight out of Raising Cane's, well, let's just say that's a full roster of flavor. Raising Cane's, one love.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year. Thanks to you, we were the #1 volume dealer in Southeast Texas for the 2nd year in a row.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. You choose a new 2016 Jeep Cherokee or a 7-passenger 2016 Dodge Journey for the low, low price of only $19,800.
And don't forget, those prices include warranty forever.
Come see why we are the #1 team in Southeast Texas. Mid-County Dodge in Port Arthur or midcountydodge.com.
Need t-shirts from 1 to 100,000? Tyler Screen Printing.
No job too small.
Or too large. Need banners, trophies, awards, vinyl stickers? Tyler Screen Printing. Want the option to design your t-shirt online? Tyler Screen Printing has got you covered with 2 locations. Tyler Screen Printing, conveniently located at 1321 South Beckham in Tyler, or visit Athens Screen Printing in Athens. Call today, 903-630-7124. That's 903-630-7124. Online at tylerscreen.com.
And back live here from Gymnasium in Pasadena, Texas. We get set for tip-off here at the top of the hour between the San Jacinto Ravens and the Lamar State Seahawks. And as we get set to do this, we'll make a laughing joke and a running tally of what happens here. Odds are one of 3 things is going to happen first. The 30-second shot clock goes out on Lamar State's end. The scoreboard goes out on Lamar State's end. Or there's going to be a foul situation where fouls aren't counted for a certain player for San Jacinto. Which is going to happen first?
Right. I would put over-under on the scoreboard.
As we get set for this ball game, like I said, a great opportunity to be here. Lamar State, the visiting team, coming in here, and we'll give you the starting lineup for the Lamar State Seahawks out of Port Arthur, Texas. Starting at 1 guard spot will be the 5'11" sophomore out of San Antonio Sam Houston High School, number 23, Jordan Harris. At another guard spot will be the 6'5" sophomore out of John Montz in Montreal, Canada, number 20, Mambi Diawara. At a forward spot will be the 6'5" sophomore out of Douglas High School in Memphis, Tennessee, number 32, Freddie Williams Jr. At another forward spot, a 6'8" sophomore out of Episcopal School in Dallas, Texas, number 22, Christian Albright. And manning the middle, the sophomore transfer from New Orleans out of Needleton High School, the 6'5" sophomore, number 21, Colton Weisbrod. In his 4th season as head coach, Madison comes in with a 19-8 record, 11-5, and his assistant is Barry Wellington.
And for the homestanding San Jacinto Ravens, they come in with a record of 19 overall, 10-6 in region play. And they'll start at a guard spot, a 6'1" freshman from James Bennett High School in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, number 2, Jordan Duffy. Also at a guard spot, a 6'2" freshman from Lafayette High School in Lafayette, Louisiana, number 5, Corey Davis. At a guard spot, a 6'3" freshman from Hillcrest Academy in Houston, Texas, is number 32, Donovan Greer. At a forward spot, a 6'6" sophomore from Arlington Country Day by way of Istanbul, Turkey, number 35, Ilker. And in the middle will be the 6'9" sophomore from Colegio Bartholomew Diaz High School in Lisbon, Portugal, is number 3, Candido Saw. In his 5th season at the helm, head coach is Scott Argernander, and his assistant coach is Albert Talley.
As we get set here, Lamar State will be in their road navy uniforms with the white numbers, the Columbia blue and white trim, and the San Jacinto Ravens will be in their traditional home white uniforms with the black numbers and the Columbia blue and black trim.
And our officials, our head referee will be Clarence Sims, then the umpires Justin Seamock and Errol McIntyre.
And these are 3 officials. We have no idea where they're from, how they got here, where they came from, so the unknown coming.
I think I've seen Justin Seamock somewhere before, but the other 2 I have to be perfectly honest, I've never seen their names.
And it's been a long 15 years in Region 14.
As it'll be the jump, it'll be Candido Saw against Christian Albright. And Saw wins the tip over to It gets over to Corey Davis. Now leave it for Duffy. Out top to Working around to Donovan Greer. Out top Saw. Saw can't hit the 3, so he's dangerous out there. He'll look to drive on Albright. And Christian Albright's going to pick
here we go. That's a foul that's not called in this region. And that cannot be tolerated right there. And Lance Madison's going to get the ear of that official.
Yeah, not doing it more subtly, not getting up off the bench yet. But Albright will pick up his first. With the dribble. Leaves it off for Duffy. He's going to take the 3 from the top of the key. No good. And the rebound coming down to Donovan Greer. That'll keep the possession alive here for San Jac. As Duffy brings it to his left over to Greer. He's going to fire up a 3. That's no good. And the long rebound will come down to Saw. Now going inside, this is going to be Ilker for the bucket. So a couple of offensive rebounds, keeping that possession alive, and Jack gets the first points of the game. As Jordan Harris working across the timeline for the Seahawks. As Wise brought edge out, looks like he might try to set a high ball screen. Instead, they'll go in the corner to Diawara. Mambi Diawara with the left-handed dribble, he'll clear out. Now you have Albright posting up here on this block. Can't get it to him out top now to Weisbrod. Down to 6 on the shot clock. So now Diawara is going to launch the 3. No good. Rebounded by Candido Saw. So Diawara forced to take the long 3 there at the end of the shot clock. 2-0 Ravens with the lead. As Jordan Duffy controls the dribble, leaves it for Now brings it left side to Davis. Up top to Saw, inside to goes off the glass, no good. And the ball rebounded by Jordan Harris.
Yeah, good job defensively that time by Mambi Diawara, coming over just enough for the intimidation.
Freddie Williams gets bumped. Is coming over. Donovan Greer will commit the foul, and Freddie Williams Jr. will head to the free throw line.
And that's not a good foul there by Greer. He just needed to present himself right there and prevent the easy shot there from the elbow by Freddie Williams Jr.
And just go straight up, make yourself long, and force Williams to take a tough shot. Instead, Freddie Williams Jr. will head to the free throw line where he has continued to improve. And the first free throw is good as he rattles that one home. One more for Freddie Williams. On the season, he's improved his percentage now to 76.5, so he's turning into one of the better foul shooters in the league. Second free throw is also good.
He's probably been shooting close to 90 over the back end of conference play.
Yeah, I say in South Division play, probably well over 80%. Tied at 2 as Greer lays it out to Davis into the corner to Everybody got to Saw. Saw will take the three. And
offensive foul.
No, he walked. Yeah, he took a couple hot bunny steps to try to set up that three. And Saw is an improved three-point. He's shooting at about 38%, so he's improved. That time got the footwork messed up trying to.
Well, he's more of a catch-and-shoot three than a guy that's kind of creating his own shot beyond the arc.
Right. He went, catch-and-shoot guy off of penetration. As Harris brings it to his right. Weisbrod trying to post up. He's guarded by now trying to go around him. And it's come over and blocked by Saab. The offensive rebound to Freddie. Blocked again by Saab.
And I think it's underneath to get the body. I think Saab got all of it. We'll wait to see the call. They're going to call it underneath on Duffy. Duffy wasn't even in the neighborhood.
I think there's some confusion on exactly who the foul was called on.
It's got to be
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it says They say Yeah, 35 is the indication. So
initially he just put up two. I guess he put the two fingers up for the shot, and I think that's where the table got confused. And again, you got to watch everything in this building to make sure they get the right player.
In fairness to the table at that time, it was some of the officiating was not clear about the foul call as Williams will roll in the first free throw.
3 for 3 from the line for Freddie Williams Jr. out of Douglas High School in Memphis, Tennessee.
So Saw gets credit for one block, not the second one. Second free throw rattles through good. So Freddie Williams with all 4 points so far for Lamar State, all from the free throw line.
As first lead change of the game.
Jordan Duffy brings it up out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Now Greer dumps inside to Saw. Saw's pass tip, but will make the catch. He can't get the shot to go. Rebound tipped up. And it'll come down to Freddie Williams.
Yeah, strong rebound by Williams there, getting dirty amongst the traffic, and he never gave up on play. Got an initial piece of that ball by Candido Saw.
As Harris brings it to his right, goes cross court to Diawara.
And I think Lamar State will want to spread the floor out a little bit here and value each possession.
Weisbrod, and he has the ability to go off the dribble against Elker. Now he's going to try to go baseline, goes right by him and lays it in.
Wow, that's a strong move right there by Weisbrod.
And there's a steal on the inbounds. Jordan Harris lays it up and in.
That's a big turnaround quickly there. A 4-point turnaround, 6 in a row for Lamar State. In fact, an 8-0 run by Lamar State.
So 8-2 in favor of the Seahawks as they've done what they want to do early and take a lead as sets the screen here for Greer. Good switch there, though, by Williams.
Almost legal pick there on the backspec.
Now swing it over to Greer. Greer fakes. Again, good defense by Williams as they'll kick it back out to Duffy. Duffy will shoot the three. That's no good. Rebound. Saw will tip it to himself. Saw going to go back. Maya Walk goes up the jump hook. No good. Rebounded by Albright.
And that's great 30-second defense right there by Lamar State.
So here come the Seahawks as Mambi Diawara with the basketball. Diawara keeping the dribble alive. And leave it over left side for Harris. He looks to drive, gets around the Albright screen. Good screen. Now step back three. Good for Jordan Harris.
And a timeout call by the head coach of the San Jacinto Ravens. A great start by Lamar State. They're on an 11-0 run with 16:25 to play here first half. Back after this on PSN.
The rustic Pine Tree Lodge on Cruz Bayou in LaBelle serves up marvelous meals and wholesome family fun 6 days a week. On the weekends, kick up your heels to live music on the Pine Tree's gigantic patio. Enjoy some of the best seafood steaks and burgers in Southeast Texas while taking in the beauty of the bayou. The Miller family has spent over 30 years perfecting Pine Tree favorites like chicken fried steak, fried shrimp, and shrimp and grits. They also have a boat launch for all types of boating or fishing. The Pine Tree Lodge, where the road ends and the fun begins.
11-0 run by Lamar State as forcing Scott Jordander to use a timeout. 11-2. And Davis leads it back to Greer. Greer looking to drive. Greer going up, and that's good defense by Freddie Williams, and the rebound taken away by Diawara.
Second turnover by the San Jacinto Ravens.
They will call it to see how Diawara lays it in the corner, and the three-pointer put up and no good from Harris. Rebound tipped out, and that's going to say
Weisbrod got a hand on it.
Weisbrod tipped it out of bounds as Harris couldn't knock down that three from the corner.
Yeah, took a look and came out. That would have been a big shot right there to push to a 14-0 lead, run.
We'll get ahead to lobs up for Saw for the easy slam.
Yeah, coming back door right there. Saw able to get his basket in the game, and that you're going to give up some kind of points like that on occasion.
Yeah, kind of able to draw the defender up and able to lob it over to Candido Saw as Harris with the basketball. Works to the right-hand dribble. And leave it for Freddie Harris, and he traveled. First turnover of the game on Lamar State.
Yeah, Freddie Williams Jr. turned the corner and it looked like he put the ball on the ground, and I think that was an anticipation call by the official on the far side.
We have some women's finals coming in. Angelina over Blinn, 85-79. Tyler beat Panola 90-70. As out top to Ur can shoot the three, so you have to, and Weisbrod staying out there trying to contest.
Well, they're trying to make San Jac a mid-range jump shooting team here.
And a bad pass there, trying to get it to Saw. That'll be a turnover number 3 of the half on the Ravens.
And I think that's a place they're not comfortable at it. They love to be in the post. They love to be down low in the paint. And they love to be out beyond the three-point line. That mid-range is sort of a dead area for them outside the free throw area.
Kilgore beating San Jac 56-48, and Trinity Valley over Bossier Parish 92-75. That's in women's action. Harris, nice penetration. And throws it up for Williams, and Harris got a little indecisive there whether he wanted to shoot or pass.
And he should have at the last second thrown that up at the rim because Freddie Williams Jr. was coming weak side. Would have got an easy rebound there.
Yeah, let your athletic wingman come over there and make a play on the boards. As working up is Jordan Duffy. Either team has gone to the bench. There's not much of a bench for Lamar State. Saw inside, and
he traveled and got away with it.
And the follow tip up and good by Ilker his second bucket.
4 in a row now for San Jacinto to cut it down to a 5-point ball game.
11-6 as Harris works across the timeline. As Harris works it to his right. Now out to set the screen to be Weisbrod. And Harris goes right around, going right to the back and got fouled.
I think the reach in's going to come underneath that time on Corey Davis with his first.
And a technical foul
on Corey Davis. Wow, that's two quick ones. And we saw them get a couple of technical fouls over at Lamar State.
And Davis protesting the call a little too much.
I don't think there was any doubt that. And you remember when Scott Argentander was so frustrated with his team over at Lamar State, he was trying to bait the officials into giving him a technical. And I think we go back to that ball game. He did everything as a coach could. And they're going to give a technical will be the second foul.
In fact, I think they called the foul on Saw, looked like, and then the technical on Davis did get the technical, so both Saw and Davis will pick up personal fouls.
So we'll have 4 free throws here for Lamar State.
And as Williams knocks in, he's already gone 5 out of 5 at the line.
And he's shooting the 2 technicals.
And it'll be Jordan Harris to shoot the regular shots. They'll shoot the technicals first.
14:28 to play here in the first half. The under 14 media timeout still in vogue.
Already 4 team fouls now on San Jacinto's. Now Jordan Harris heads to the line. And Lamar State so far done good business at the free throw line. They're 6 for 6 with Freddie Williams. And now it's Harris's turn. So this will be 2 shots. First one is up and good.
And we'll see the first movement by Marko Zelic off the bench.
Sophomore out of Serbia.
Nova Sad, Serbia, Traffic High School.
And he's been playing well, as noted by Lance Madison in the pregame. Harris' second free throw also good. And then Lamar State off to an 8 for 8 start at the free throw line. So like I said, more than half their points have come from the stripe so far.
So Saw with the regular foul and the technical on Corey Davis.
As Davis at the three-point line, this is going to be
I'll say a 3. It looked like he had a toe on the line, too.
It looked like a foot on the line, but they'll give him the 3. Corey Davis. And it's 15-9.
Cuts it back to a 6-point ball game, and Lamar State continued to play their type of pace.
That was outside the high school line, but
it was inside that black line.
As with the basketball, Harris, he'll bring it back out to the half-court logo. Now works it to his left. Harris likes to go to his right and so get over to Diawara. Diawara on the drive. Little pull-up jumper in the lane is no good. Weisbrod got his hand on the rebound. He'll go back up with it.
Ball hit the rim.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly bounced off the edge of the rim.
Oh, come on.
There's just no way that cannot be a 30-second violation because Weisbrod caught it off the left side of the rim.
The ball clearly hit. The shot clock should have reset.
And again,
bad call.
This is this building. A close call there against Lamar State on the turnover, which will be their third.
And whistle away from the ball, and looks like I think they're going to get Diawara on a holding foul away from the ball.
That'll be his first team foul, number 2 against Lamar State. And
Lance Madison up stalking the bench still. Upset about the call as we'll have the intermediate timeout with 13:28 left to go in the half. And Lamar State with a 6-point lead, 15-9 on PSN Sports.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 7-passenger Dodge Journey for only $19,800.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
I come to the neighborhood Walmart a lot. It's a grocery store, but without all the other household items, so you're getting exactly what you need at a lower price.
It's a lot quicker to flow through the aisles. I find the prices are unbeatable.
I'm here all the time for everything, produce, vegetables.
I work full time. I have 2 children. I'm on the go constantly. So having affordable products to buy for our children is priceless.
I have a family of 4, so every penny counts.
Every minute counts when you're trying to get the kids home and then, ready for school the next day.
The biggest thing with this place is it's very convenient. I enjoy shopping here.
And back live here from Frenchie Andrews Gymnasium, and the House of Horrors has reared its ugly head for one call so far in the ball game.
To be fair, you can get that call as the official's missing a call, the ball clearly hitting the rim, but we'll move on from that. And Weisbrod coming over almost got the steal. And there is the steal by Diawara, so that's a turnover, the 4th of the half on San Jack.
That's good anticipation by Diawara, and now Lamar State will spread the floor. And
smart basketball. Yeah, smart basketball. Good transition D there by San Jack. So Diawara pulls out, sets up the offense.
And that's a pass you can't make against the 2-3 zone. You're never going to get that pass across there.
Yeah, particularly a lazily thrown pass like that. Here's Diawara, looks for the right turnaround. Stick will go down to Weisbrod, and 3 seconds if he's going to be called.
Wow, that's a quick whistle.
4th turnover of the half on Lamar State. Both teams with 4 turnovers in the half.
Let's just hope they count that quickly on this end when Saw's in there planting a tent down low in the post.
And it looks like staggered screen out top for Duffy. Instead of go out to Saw, and Saw will shoot the 3. That's long, and the rebound will come down to Zelich.
As much as he's improved his 3-point line, I'll take that any day with him shooting an off-balance 3.
Yeah, I think if you're Lamar State, you'd rather have Saw taking that shot. I think he's a little bit better shooting from the wings and from the corner than he is from out top. There's Harris on the drive. He'll kick it out to Zelich. They'll work it around. Weisbrod's going to take the 3 and miss it. Zelich tried to get the rebound, but it's taken away by Corey Davis. As they'll look for the drive, now he'll kick it out to the 3-point line, and knocking it down is going to be Donovan Greer.
And so the lead cut in half down to 3 now, 12-20 to play first half.
We talked about after that first San Jack timeout, you knew the Ravens were going to make a run at this.
And they're going to make two or three runs in the game. It just depends on how you react to them.
How you answer them. If you're Lamar State, top to Weisbrod. Weisbrod guarded by as Weisbrod directing traffic out top. Now he'll leave it for Freddie Williams. Williams back to Weisbrod, down to 8 on the shot clock, and now Weisbrod on the drive. Well, jump hook is good. Nice shot by Weisbrod. He's been able to create a couple times off the dribble.
And we talk about the runs that San Jack will make during the game. We know they're going to make a 12-2 type of run, 14-4 type of run. The problem they had at Lamar State was they were digging out a 10-point hole each time they did that.
Going far side, Davis. He'll shoot the 3. That's good. And
step back 3 for Davis.
And that was clearly behind
the line. And a technical foul. Is that Davis? He's done. He's done. Yeah. He's gone.
Yep, and he will not play in the next game either.
You're right. He's going to be out for the Wednesday game on the trip to Coastal Bend.
Regardless of whether Corey Davis thinks he was wronged or not, you just cannot lose mental control like that. That's what Scott Jernander's going to tell him after this game. Well, you just cannot He's going to go to the locker room.
He's going to get escorted out of here, and he doesn't know what he did, but Scott Argenander's got to get an explanation, and they're going to have to get a substitution in because Davis is out of this game.
Yeah, he'll have to head to the locker room.
You can't sit on the bench, son. You got to leave.
Nope,
you're dismissed.
Yep, you have to go to that's the rule. You have to, once you get ejected.
Because if he stays on the bench, he can be tossed out of the next game after that. We know that rule too.
Maybe if you're Roy Champagne watching, say keep him on the bench. He won't be available for that next
Saturday game. He cannot stay on the bench.
Yeah, I think Scott Jordan or Albert Howard can be wise that they're going to tell Corey Davis.
Well, if this shot goes up and he's still on the bench, it's a violation of rule.
Free throw up and good is a free throw by Freddie Williams.
He cannot stay in this ball game and stay on the bench. He has to leave the building.
Or at least he has to leave the floor.
Well, he cannot be in the circumference of this gymnasium. Freddie Williams Jr., 8 for 8 from the free throw line. What a great start from the charity stripe for him. And I think the official talking to Scott Argenander about it right now, and he's sort of beside himself because I don't think he blames the official. He's blaming his own player.
Yeah, I think he has to be very frustrated with Corey Davis. So again, he will not play at Coastal Bend. That is the rule here in NJCAA. When you get ejected, there's a lob play for that ball's going to be stuck between the rim and the backboard.
He'll stay with Lamar State. The clock will hold at 19 on the shot clock.
Yeah, that'll operate as a tie possession. So Lamar State has the possession here on their favor.
And Lamar State's had a good start to this ball game so far.
And we're having an offensive foul is going to be called.
On Jordan Harris or Freddie Williams Jr.?
I think it was Freddie Williams Jr. He'll pick up his first foul.
Fifth turnover against the Lamar State Seahawks in the half.
Into the ball game for San Jack is Jarrell Cook, number 4. He comes in for Davis as they'll go to Saw on the baseline, guarded by Weisbrod. Saw back out, and we're going to have a foul called. I think this is going to be on Weisbrod. Nope, it's going to be on Williams again. That's number 2.
For what?
So we'll see if they go to the bench.
They're going with DeAndre Frank.
DeAndre Frank, the freshman out of Nederland.
And that takes away a big weapon for Lamar State with still 11:09 to play here in the first half. And Lance Massey's not happy. He's talking to the outside official and asks, what's the call there?
They'll lob it into Saw. They'll go inside now. Is into the ball game. Josh
Huntley. Offensive foul, lowering the shoulder. Yes.
Yeah, creating the contact. Josh Huntley will pick up the offensive foul, his first personal foul.
That's already 6 against San Jacinto here in the first half. And so Lamar State for the final 11:02 after this inbound will be shooting free throws.
And so it's going to be Harris with the dribble. Now it's really going to be up to Harris and Weisbrod to do some odd things offensively. Zelich makes the catch on the baseline, picks up his dribble, leads it back to Harris, down to 12 to shoot. Because again, Lamar State running a lot of time on this possession. Here's Harris going into the basket, kicks it out, and Frank, great extra pass out to Mommy Diawar for the 3. That won't go.
He got fouled on the three-pointer by Gerald Cook coming out.
Candido Saw gets the rebound. Go out top to Greer. He's going to shoot the 3. Greer way off the mark.
That was
rebounded
close
by DeAndre Frank.
Frank, the freshman from Nederland High School.
High school teammates with Colton Weisbrod. 3-pointer pull-up from Harris is no good. Rebounded by Greer. And he looked like he might have walked.
Albright will check back in on the next dead ball for Lamar State. Climb under 10 minutes to play here in the first half.
Ilker is going to come in along with Konstantin Kulikov, part of the international brigade for San Jack. Here's a stop and pop 3. He's up and good. That time from Jordan Duffy.
Yeah, crossed over to his left and then came back to his right and got the open look.
And San Jack is within 1, 19-18.
And we talked about this is their run to get back into the game. The question is, can Lamar State answer and try to push the lead back out?
Top to Colton Weisbrod. And Weisbrod saw a better defender to guard Weisbrod. He'll try to kick it out now to Zelich. 3-pointer up and good for Marco Zelich. Great kick out.
That's the rare 3-pointer out there, but that was a big one. He had 1 in the game against San Jack earlier this year.
An important 3 to kind of stem the momentum that San Jack had built.
And a Serbian connection. Peter Radojcic giving him a high five from the bench.
As once again,
that's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, it's on Saw trying to set the screen that time.
I don't know what he was trying to do there up top, and now he's going to come out of the game anyway. As we'll have the Russian checking in as Konstantin Kulikov will come in.
As Albright checks into the ball game, coming in for Marco Zelich, and well, it was a big 3-pointer by Zelich on that last possession to push the lead back to 4 for the Seahawks.
And again, Lamar State can run time here and be very patient with the clock.
As Harris works it across the timeline. You're not getting the play from the sideline as controls the dribble to half-court logo. Will work it to his right. Now Diawara between the circles over to Frank. Into the corner, Albright. He has good job defensive that time by Huntley getting out there to cover him up. Now a little jump hook in the lane by Weisbrod will not go, and Hunt will collect the rebound. Good look from Weisbrod, but he couldn't get that little jump hook in the lane to fall. Now Duffy's trying to cross over. He'll leave it out top to Huntley. Huntley's going to take a jumper from the free throw line. Good. Nice shot by Josh Huntley.
Yeah, he sort of freed himself up with that secondary dribble to the right side to the elbow.
8:30 left to go in the first half. 22-20.
And Lamar State facing now a 2-3 zone as Sanjak has come out of the man-to-man defense.
And this is a long three by Harris. Good. Shot
NBA range.
And shot that one from Alvinge.
Yeah, that was one of those Stephen Curry three-pointers, but Damian Lillard topped him last night with 51.
Harris with 10 points.
That's going to be a holding foul.
I think on DeAndre Frank. Strangely, the official here far away from the...
They're going to call him Colton Weisbrod?
Yeah,
wow.
20. Weisbrod will pick up his first.
15 foul against Lamar State, and some of these calls are just sort of weird calls right now.
Portland putting it on Golden State last night, 137-105.
Well, there was one person sitting next to you that called that last night. It just seemed like a danger type of game with Portland trying to get healthy right now.
Long two goes up, no good. Rebounded by Jordan Harris off the miss that time from Cook.
Second rebound for Jordan Harris in the ball game, and they're going to have to come out on him because he's got parking lot range right now.
Stretch that zone. Here's Weisbrod looking to go around. Kulikov lays it off the glass, no good, and Ilker with the rebound.
Yeah, that ball took a look and came back out.
Sanjak will push it. Fakes the three, and he walked. He got Albright up in the air, but he took steps.
And Lance Madison wants to slow the pace down here. He wants a timeout to talk about it with his team.
And so we'll take the timeout with 7:42.
I think it'll be a 30-second timeout.
42, the score 25-20 Lamar State on BSN Sports.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Ram 4-door for only $26,900.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
Veolia is the leading global provider of environmental solutions. By improving energy efficiency, better managing water and wastewater, and recovering resources from waste, we're supporting business and industry while protecting our Gulf Coast in a responsible way. And just like Port Arthur's Lamar State College, Veolia has a passion for excellence, helping more than 30,000 businesses and 550 communities with their environmental needs. Today, Veolia is resourcing the world for a better tomorrow. Learn more at veolianorthamerica.com.
And we come back to play here from Andrews Gymnasium, 25-20. Lamar State with the basketball and a 5-point lead. On the floor right now for the Seahawks, it's Harris, Diawara, Weisbrod, Albright, and DeAndre Frank. As Harris controls the dribble. Cross court Diawara, far side. Now back over to Harris. Right side to Frank. Now returns it to Harris, working around the top of this 2-3 zone. Diawara looks for the drive, pulls up in the lane now at the Weisbrod, fakes the three, steps inside the three-point line, puts up the jumper, no good. Rebound will come down to John Mitchell, who was checked into the ball game.
Out of Waterbury, Connecticut.
One of a couple players from Connecticut on the Sanjak roster as Mitchell has it out top. Mitchell looks at the drive around Diawara. Mitchell spins in the lane, blocked away by Albright.
That tipped out of bounds
that's off Kulikov.
Great job by DeAndre Frank to clear the bench over there as he hurdled it. And now we'll have the under 7 media timeout as we'll come back live here from Andrews Gymnasium. Lamar State trying to hold on with a 5-point lead, 25-20 back after this.
Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Ram Heavy Duty Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for only $35,700.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
Everyone knows that some things are just better left to the pros. Take skydiving instructors.
So I think you just jump and pull one of these cord thingies.
The same goes for bowls at Genghis Grill, which is why we now offer chef-made bowls like Kung Pao chicken for only $8.99. Skip the line and order a bowl right from your table, or take matters into your own hand and build your own. The new $8.99 featured bowls at Genghis Grill. Seize control.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Jeep Cherokee for only $19,800.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCounty.com.
And an update from the Paris-Navarro game. A surprise going on. Paris up by 10 with 6:53 left to go in the first half, 27-17. So that would be a Navarro coming off of a heartbreaking loss to Trinity Valley on Wednesday night. They had the lead for most of that game in Athens.
And lose by 1.
And ended up falling by a score of 77.
And it ain't the first time a team has gone in there and lost heartbreaker at Athens, Texas.
And we're looking at the team in blue did that as Diawara. Nice through, but he'll kick it back out to Harris. He'll shoot the 3. Harris off the back iron, no good, but offensive rebound. What a job by DeAndre Frank sneaking in among the trees to get that rebound.
And the team in white got throttled by 38 up there, so they weren't even in that ball game there.
Talked to Scott Jordan about it. He was just shaking his head. And that's going to be...
and that was a call ball by Scott Jordan. You could hear him yelling all the way up here about the walk by Diawara, who shuffled the feet trying to get to the lane, and he's not off to a good start right now. He has not scored yet. It's a young man averaging 12.3 points a game on the season.
But he has not let that affect him on the defensive end so far. He's done a good job on this end of the floor for the Seahawks as Cook goes down to Huntley. Huntley looking to back the way down.
That's a great job by Weisbrod coming over with the double team, then triple team help as Harris was there.
But solid post defense there by Albright. Did not let Huntley back him down, and then Albright and then Weisbrod was able to come over that help defense and knock it away. They'll come in the inbounds to Good job by Diawara stepping out on a very dangerous shooter in the corner. Now Mitchell leaves it back out now to Cook as Sanjak going with an entire, other than a backup unit. This will be a long 2 from Jarrell Cook.
That time the official saw the toe on the line.
25-22, 5:44 left to go first half.
But I think you would say this game is being played at the way Lamar State wants to play the pace.
Harris on the bounce to Diawara. Diawara is going to shoot the 3. Good.
That's a nice step back 3. He looked back to Harris and almost a mistake throwing it in. Wow. Weisbrod almost got the steal as they tried to get into Kulikov.
It looks like Duffy's going to come back in here for Sanjak at the next whistle. Out top, Kulikov. Thought better of it. They'll go now to Huntley trying to post up against Albright. And jump hook won't go, and the rebound coming down to Colton Weisbrod.
The problem is he took the bunny step before he even got to the lane.
On the drive, that Jordan Harris going right to the rim and laying it in. That is now 12 points in the half for Harris, and back to an 8-point lead for Lamar State. So again, the answer after the Sanjak bucket 5 in a row by the Seahawks. They go underneath, the ball knocked loose. Frank trying to get it and go out of bounds off of DeAndre Frank.
He's played a great ball game so far to come in with energy and ability to get to the boards.
You know, saw him come in and sneak away an offensive rebound. He's made some nice plays, hustling on the defensive end of the floor. You're not asking him to score, but he's doing the things that help his team. As I inbound to Duffy, he's back in the game, over to Mitchell. Mitchell with the dribble, trying to go with the crossover, trying to get through. DeAndre Frank, good job getting the basket. Time by John Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell rubbed off of DeAndre Frank, didn't want to commit the foul and give the 3-point opportunity.
As Harris will walk it up. 6-point game with 4.5 minutes left to go first half. Harris out top, works over to Diawara. Cross court to Harris. He's going to launch the 3 from deep and rattles it in good.
He is just unconscious when he is on fire.
15 for Harris, and the lead is back to 9. Matches the largest lead of the half. Then it goes. I might have stepped out of bounds that time. And the jumper good, baseline by Jarrell Cook.
And now the offense is beginning to warm up. And we saw this a couple of times in the ball game over at Lamar State.
Diawara on the drive going right inside. And that is going to be a blocking. Yeah, it's a good call. Is coming over a little late to try to draw the charge that time was number 22, Jabril Faulkner. Faulkner, the 6'8" freshman out of Roosevelt High School in Washington, D.C. So at the line will be Mambi Diawara.
First trip to the line by Diawara, and he's had his struggles this year from the charity stripe.
First free throw rattles through good. On the season, Diawara shooting it at 58% at the line. Second free throw also good as Lamar State remains perfect. 12 out of 12 from the charity stripe, 35-26. As they'll work it over to Mitchell.
And we talked about them answering the early run by Jacinto, and they've done that, pushing back to a 9-point lead when it was a 1-point game.
As Mitchell fakes the three, here's Jabril Faulkner, jumper from the right elbow, no good. Huntley gets the offensive rebound. His putback is good.
Nice gather by Huntley underneath. He was able to get the offensive rebound and then not travel with it as he was able to put it back up and in.
And so 35-28 as we approach 3.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Harris with the dribble at the half-court circle. Now looking for the ball screen from Weisbrod. Harris looks to get to the rim, scoots up the right hand, and a blocking foul coming over Huntley. And Huntley sliding over, clearly got in the way of Jordan Harris, was not there in time.
Yeah, sort of rubbed Harris as he was going to the basket and pushed him off his line there.
So Huntley will pick up his second foul. That's the 19th foul on Jacinto.
So Lamar State the double bonus the rest of the way.
Shooting two will be Jordan Harris.
Sophomore from San Antonio, Sam Houston in the Hurricane.
And there's the first miss at the line in the ball game for the Seahawks.
And Harris can go through spates where he will miss free throws in a row.
35-28, Lamar State with a 7-point lead. Second free throw, he'll miss that one as well. Kulikov with a rebound.
Just sort of gets to where he pushes the ball instead of shoots it.
How about this? 14 free throws for Lamar State, none for San Jack. You would not expect that in this building.
Well, they haven't been as aggressive going to the basket.
They've been settling for a lot of three. I think that's something we may see Scott Jordan talk with his team at halftime. Here's a three-pointer put up by Jarrell Cook. That won't go. Rebound tipped up by Faulkner, and then coming away there will be Diawara.
And Diawara, one of the best rebounding guards in this conference.
So again, another three-pointer missed by San Jack, trying to get a nice pass off instead from Diawara to Weisbrod.
And that was a no-look pass. That's going to be an in-bounds violation on Kulikov.
So the turnover will give it back to Lamar State.
And that's just a turnover you can't have. Scott Archinander can't be happy with that mistake.
37-28. I don't think he's really happy with his team and what his team played overall in this first half.
And we saw that same thing over at Lamar State. He needs a timeout to talk about it.
So I think he's going to use his final 30, so we'll take a quick break on PA Sports.
Everyone knows that some things are just better left to the pros. Take motivation.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Ram Heavy Duty Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for only $35,700.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
Football fans, with the Raising Cane's tailgate on the table, this meal is going into overtime. The first overall pick for any game comes piled high with hot, fresh, never-ever-frozen chicken fingers and totally dippable cane sauce. So let's hear the stats. That's 100 chicken fingers, 100% premium, and 100% delicious. And with cold, refreshing jugs of lemonade and sweet tea also coming straight out of Raising Cane's, well, let's just say that's a full roster of flavor. Raising Cane's, one love.
Albright for the three off the inbound, no good. Rebounded by Oker. Nice set there off the inbounds, but not able to hit the shot was Albright.
And Albright, a little off balance that time, had pressure on him on that three. Unlike the ones we saw last Saturday at Lee, he was really wide open.
Both teams going to zone defensively. Here's a little jumper on the baseline, good from Kulikov.
That's one of the rare shots he will hit for the 7-footer.
And that'll cut the lead back down to 7 at 37-30 as we have 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Clock moving here in this first half as Harris tries to work it to his left. Now kicks it back out. Frank's going to take the three. No good.
And got fouled. Wow.
Rebounded by Duffy.
Wow, he got ran over on the baseline.
That ball is going to be thrown away. Frank comes away with it. Nice turnover. And Harris leaves the Weisbrod. He'll go with the two-handed slam.
And that's a great transition to get Frank with the steal after getting up, being on the floor on the three-pointer.
And he's been the weapon here in this first half for Lamar State. He has played really well with a lot of energy. As Faulkner fakes a three, he'll drive. Running one-hander is good.
And creating a baseline jumper there. And really that's the point of the zone you can sort of beat without the big size for Lamar State down in the post.
39-32. Right now teams trading baskets. As Faulkner out as they double up that time on Harris, he's able to get around Harris. Leave it back for DOR. Fakes the three. He looks to get in the lane. He'll kick it out to Frank. Well, Albright won't take the three. Steps inside the arc. Now spins. Kicks it in the corner to Frank. He's going to take the long two. No good. Rebounded by Duffy. They'll go on the baseline, and this is going to be a blocking foul and count the basket that time for Jarrell Cook as
Frank got all the way back down defensively but couldn't get there in time and picks up the 16th foul against Lamar State.
So count the hoop from Jarrell Cook.
So here's another one of those runs by San Jacinto to try to cut this down to a 4-point game.
And checking back in Donovan Greer for the Ravens, 39-34. And DeAndre Frank's done a really nice job allowing Lance Madison to keep Freddie Williams on the bench with the 2 fouls and not have to bring him to risk picking up that 3rd foul. As Weisbrod will rebound the missed free throw.
And right now, Lamar State should be in no hurry with the 5-point lead, a chance to build it to a 3-possession game.
That's the first free throw of the half for San Jacinto. As you talked about, though, they have shot a lot of threes. They have not really attacked the basket the way Lamar State has. As Weisbrod and can't get around that time. Nice kick out pass to Albright for 3. Off the back iron, no good. And looked like he might have pushed off, trying to get that rebound. Well, bounce underneath, and Faulkner will leave it now.
They've got the double team.
Greer to go on the baseline, and now kick it back out to going around. He'll put up the baseline jumper. I won't go. And Greer trying to hustle for the rebound, go out of bounds to say off Weisbrod.
Wow, looked like it might have rolled off the leg of Donovan Greer on the rebound. And there's no shot clock left. Well, there's be a 1.5 second difference.
39-34. 4 in a row by San Jack to cut the lead to 5. Well, lob the inbounds pass to
Traveled. Took that bunny hop when he caught the ball, but that's something you're not going to see called a lot.
Nice Massachusetts defense, no foul. As looks like San Jack is going to be content to.
Well, the worst case is you're going to go into the locker room with the lead, so that's the one thing you want to do is play good 30-second shot clock defense.
As dribbling the basketball is Duffy. I'll leave for Greer. To Cook on the baseline, high arching jumper rolls in for Jabril Faulkner. And that will be the end of the first half. So a 6-0 run has pushed San Jack to 3 as we go to the locker room. Your score at halftime, the Lamar State Seahawks 39, the San Jacinto Ravens 36. This is Seahawk basketball on the Premier Sports Network.
At Mid-County Dodge, we had a record-breaking year.
So let's celebrate with low prices on every vehicle in our giant inventory. Get a new 2016 Jeep Cherokee for only $19,800.
That price includes warranty forever.
Shop MidCountyDodge.com.
Everyone knows that some things are just better left to the pros. Take motivational speaking.
I don't know.
The same goes for bowls at Genghis Grill.